What is going on? It's Rain, and I'm back with another AI video. So today what I'll be doing is testing out the new rebranded Bard into Gemini and go against ChatGPT with my prompts so we can see which prompts give us better results, right? So now that Google has rebranded Gemini and launched your subscription, and now, I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. ChatGPT is not really keeping up with Bard or Gemini. I got to get used to saying that as well. But, what I want to do today is just really test it with the prompts that I have. And you can tell me which one you feel is the best. Let me know who is the winner when you see this. But what I want to do today is just also show you how I'm prompting, how I get the results that I'm looking for. And then we'll go through some other things just so we can get some results out of these LLM, right? So again, today is Bard versus ChatGPT, or better yet, Gemini versus ChatGPT, right? So if you guys have been around me, when I prompt, I kind of go crazy with the prompting and I get into it. And sometimes I get so lost prompting because I enjoy it so much, right? But I used to do it with my community that I built on Clubhouse. But since Clubhouse changed their privacy policy and they can own my content and they're not monetizing anything for us, I figured, listen, it's just not worth my time there when I can just bring these videos to you here through YouTube, right? So I decided that I'm gonna come back to YouTube. I'm gonna start making more videos. So let's get right into it. Let's see what Gemini versus ChatGPT do with my prompts. Let me know the winner, guys. Throw down in the comment exactly what you think of these prompts and what the results is for you. Which one would you go with? Would you go with Gemini versus would you go with Bard? Not Bard, but ChatGPT based on the answers. Also, I don't like that, ChatGPT, we've been paying the subscription plus and we're still limited on, on GPT-4. For me, I'm paying a subscription. Why are you limiting me what I could do with it, right? So that still is a problem, and I'm hoping that OpenAI can get that fixed. But let's get into Bard. I don't have the subscription plan, so we'll be using exactly whatever we are able to access, all right? All right, so let's get into it, all right? So we're going to have ChatGPT 4, and over here we have Gemini. All right, so we're going to get into it again. Google rebranded Bard to Gemini. So now if you get over here, you're going to be in Gemini. We want to see exactly how our prompts will be. But before we get started, I like to start with my base prompt that I took time to create. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to paste my base prompt and I'm going to hit enter on my base prompt just so it could give me the responses that I'm looking for. So again, with my base prompt, it's a comprehensive operational directive for RAIN, which is mines. And the purpose is to outline operational framework and guidelines, right? So a robust AI navigator, advanced AI system, design human-centric authoritative responses in business and personal development context, right? RAIN's interactions are impactful, ethically aligned and tailored to specific user needs while maintaining a distinct human-like quality and communication, right? So RAIN right here gives me exactly what I want when I'm asking RAIN, right? That way when I'm prompting, I don't have to go crazy with the prompts and I can get a better response to what I want. So normally I go ahead and I add RAIN here to get some responses that I really want, right? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to prep Gemini as well by pasting RAIN here as well in Gemini. All right, so let me go ahead, paste RAIN here in Gemini, and let's see what happens. All right, so RAIN is going to go out. So RAIN, I'm ready to serve as your human-centric linguistic business savant. This operation directive serves as my guiding light, ensuring my responses are not only authoritative and solution-oriented, but also infused with the nuances and empathy that define human communication, right? So when I built RAIN, just a quick feedback on this, it was to ensure that when my responses come back, they don't sound so robotic and AI-like, right? I like my responses to have some real, true substance to them, right? And if you don't know how to prompt, generally you get these little robotic responses from ChatGPT. So I had to build this base prompt so we don't have these. But not only that, so it stays on task and stays on context, right? If you don't provide it enough information, it doesn't stay on task, doesn't stay on context. And then, oftentimes it's just better to go create a custom GPT that will be a little bit more better for you. But I just rather just use my base prompt because it encompasses what I'm looking for. All right. So to get started, we're going to talk about just technology in general, and we're going to prompt it about technology. So first, I'm going to build a prompt here, and then I'm going to use this prompt here in ChatGPT, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the prompt over in Gemini. All right. So first, I'm going to use a key value pair prompting style where I'm going to have keys and I'm going to have values for those keys and then instructions to go along with every key that I have, right? So the first thing I'm going to do here is something called the subject, right? So what is it that we're going to be talking about, right? So we're going to be talking about technology and financial stable, let's just say stable, or let's do stable, financial, technology and financial exposure, right? Exposure to children age 5 to 10, right? So that's the subject, right? The reason, right, is that we want to get some feedback to see if this is the perfect time to start exposing technology and financial structures to these children, right? So the reason is to see if early exposure help shape better quality, right? Better quality of life for these children in early adulthood, right? So we want to see when they get to early adulthood, what will happen, right? The type, right? Research based with examples and outcomes to help determine when to expose these type of education, right? Type of education, right? And then the output, we want a research result format, right? Research result format, right? And the action, start the research and present a scientific theory. So we want a scientific theory and output, right? And guideline. Let's do a guideline, right? So we want a scientific output and a guideline. So let's go ahead and let's run this prompt, all right? So the subject here is technology, financial exposure to children age to 5. The reason is for research, right? So introduction, to explore whether technology and financial concepts, children, right? So it's going through and it's breaking down all different aspects of it. I'm breaking it down. So this looks like it's somewhat of like a, it could be like a research or a book or something like that, right? So this is not really giving me the results that I was looking for. This is just kind of, I guess broadening what I asked for. So let me just take the same exact prompt and let me put this prompt in Bard and let's see how Bard will respond to this. All right, let's see how Bard will respond to this. So I'm gonna copy this. First, we need to paste. We already have that in there. So now let's copy this. And let's see what Bard does with it. Okay, so the same exact prompt, let's see what Bard does with it, right? Because I said the type is supposed to be research-based examples, right? So I want it to come out that way. So early exposure technology when implemented, right? Early interaction, A study by the University of Washington found that children who participated in coding programs early on showed improved problem solving abilities, critical thinking, and okay, so I like this because this is actually now just answering the questions based on the key value pair and the instructions that was given in the key value pair. So I feel like Gemini understand prompts a little bit better than ChatGPT. All right, so let's write a new prompt, right? And let's write more of an instructional prompt, all right? Okay. Provide an outcome using research data to give a speech, right? To give a speech to a group of educators and parents. All right, so it's a group of educators and parents. Let's see. Okay, so title: The Future of Their Fingertips, Empowering Children and Through Early Technology. Introduction, greeting, acknowledge the presence. And again, this was supposed to provide an outcome using the research data to give a speech, right? So maybe I wasn't direct enough with it. So let me ask it, write the speech. Okay, so let's tell it to write the speech and see if that is going to be a little bit better, right? So yeah, here we are. It's writing the speech. And for me, that's just too much steps. It's too much steps that I have to do. And that tells me, again, if you're not really a good prompter and you don't know how to structure your prompt, you're going to be having to take multiple steps to get the results that you want, all right? So in this case, I had to take multiple steps for ChatGPT to give me what I want, okay? Let's just read the first part of this and see if it's a speech that I would even want to start with, because the introduction is where you get people. Good morning, esteemed educators, dedicated parents, and guardians. Thank you for gathering here today. We are united by a common goal: to equip our children with the tools they need for a thriving future. Today, I want to talk about a crucial part of this toolkit: early education in technology and finance. I don't like this. It feels like there was a problem and we're trying to solve a problem rather than we just have these individuals, these teachers, these educators, and we want to not only necessarily bring it from a problematic standpoint, but we want to show them how impactful it can be, even though it doesn't seem to be a big problem in the educational system right now. We want to try to see how we can bring it forward and start implementing this. All right, so we're going to take this exact same prompt, right, which is just write the speech, right? And let's see what Gemini did. All right, let's see what Gemini did. All right, so we're gonna do multiple prompts, right? So this is just the first off some of the prompts that we're doing, but we're gonna do multiple prompts. So here, the seeds tomorrow: cultivating young minds with technology and finance. So imagine a future where children empowered by both digital fluency, financial understanding, confident in navigating the complexities of our evolving world. This isn't science fiction, but a potential reality we can cultivate through early exposure to technology and financial education. Today, I stand before you, not just as a speaker, but as an advocate for these crucial building blocks for a brighter future, all right, or a brighter tomorrow. Now, I don't mind this. It's not the perfect outline. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take the same topic and we're going to try to prompt. We're going to engineer some better prompts and let's see if we can get some better results. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and copy the rain-based prompt again. And let's go ahead and start a new GPT. And let's go ahead and we're going to hit enter. All right. And let's go ahead and create a new chat here. And let's do this. All right. So now I'm going to create a really, really good prompt that should give us results in one shot, right? Give us results in one shot. So that's what we're looking for, right? So basis: early exposure of technology and financial education to children age 5 to 10, right? Let's do description: a well-written speech using facts and data to show why or why not we should expose our children to the basis, all right? To the basis, okay? Output: a well-written speech to educators and parents, right? The format: a public speaker speech, right? So we want the format to be a public speaker speech. So let's enter that, okay? So let's enter that. We're gonna take the same prompt again and we're gonna head this into Bard, and this is more of a well-structured prompt. So I expect direct results without me having to tell it to do it multiple times. So let's see. Well, there we go. A great prompt, direct result. Give me a speech right off the bat, all right? Shaping tomorrow's innovators, the importance of introducing technology and financial education to children ages 5 to 10. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed educators and devoted parents, today I stand before you to discuss a subject of paramount importance, one that holds the potential to shape the future of our children: the early introduction to technology and financial education in their formative years from ages 5 to 10. Imagine a world where our children, as early as 5 years old, are not just consumers of technology, but creators, thinkers, and innovators. Envision a generation that understands the value of money, the power of saving, and the principles of wise spending before they even step into adolescence. This is not a futuristic fantasy. It's a realistic and achievable goal. I like this. I like this. Let's see what Gemini came up with. Good morning, educators and parents. Today I want to discuss a question that's sparking debate across dinner tables and classroom. Should young children ages 5 to 10 be exposed to technology and financial education? Some voices cry alarm, painting visions of screen-addicted zombies with empty piggy banks. Others champion early immersion, believing it fosters future tech titans and financially savvy adults. So where does the truth lie? Let's dispel the myths first. Yes, excessive screen time can hinder social emotional development, but studies show mindful age approach tech can boost problem solving, creativity, and even digital literacy. Crucial skills in today's world: educational app, coding, games, and controlled internet access can become valuable learning tools. So I like this. I like how this is structured. I like how this is laid out. This is more personable, where the other ones seem to be a public speech, right? But again, granted, that's what we asked for, right? A public speaker speech, right? This is saying, hey, this is a public speaker speech, but it's more personable. It's more on a personal level. That's what this seems like to me from Gemini, all right? Let's go down again. Let's see what more here. Financial education is equally critical. A study by the University of Cambridge concluded that money habits in children are formed by age of 7. Teaching them about money early on sets the foundation of financial responsibility. It's not just about counting coins. It's about understanding the value of money, the importance of saving, and the basic of budgeting. There are life skills like that, when learned early, can shape a child's future financial behavior positively. However, this journey requires a balanced approach. Technology and financial education should not overshadow other vital areas of learning. We must integrate these subjects seamlessly into the broader education experience, ensuring a holistic development that includes emotional, social, and physical growth. We also need to address the digital divide. Access to technology is still a privilege. As we advocate for tech and financial education, we must also push for equitable access to these resources for all children, regardless of their socio-economic background. In conclusion, the early introduction of technology and financial education is not just beneficial, it's essential. It prepares our children for the future, equips them with vital life skills, and helps bridge the gap between education and the evolving world. As educators and parents, we have a duty to nurture a generation of informed, responsibility, and innovative individuals. Let us embrace this responsibility and open the doors to a world of possibilities for our children. Thank you. All right. So again, this is like a very straightforward public speaker message. I don't think we're going to be taking any questions with a speech like this. I think we're just going out there and just letting the parents and the educators know the importance of introducing technology, right? So that may be my downfall depending on how I'm presenting this, but it's not a bad speech. It's not a bad speech. And the prompt itself was a one shot and we got that speech. So that was actually pretty good. If I should grade this, I would probably give it a A plus, right? I still give it an A plus depending on the situation. If it's more on a personal level, then I probably would give it a A. It's still pretty good. It's an A. I'll give it an A. Again, if I was doing a public speech somewhere to broader people that I may not be taking a lot of questions from. I'm just giving a speech and want to impact them with my speech. I definitely would give it an A plus. I feel like it hit the boundaries, especially when you talk about equity, right? Equity is such an important thing because a lot of kids right now still don't have access to technology, believe it or not. Okay, so let's go to Gemini and let's finish up Gemini. Let's see what Gemini gives us on a full basis, and then I want to see what your comments are. How would you grade this? Who do you think win? Do you think Gemini was better than ChatGPT 4? All right, so let's go. Starting. So here we are. Now for financial education, the benefits are undeniable. Children who understand basic money concept lead like needs versus wants, saving versus spending, and responsible budgeting make better financial decisions later in life. Studies show early money lessons translate into higher credit scores, lower debt, and wiser investment choices as adults. But don't worry, we're not talking about the stock portfolios and compound interest just yet. Imagine using play money and piggy banks to teach counting and the value of work and delayed gratification. Fun apps and age-appropriate board games can make learning engaging. Involving children in everyday budgeting decisions, even at a small scale, fosters awareness and responsibilities. However, remember, balance is key. I like that. Balance is key. That's something that I teach my own daughter. Balance, balance, balance. We're not advocating for tech and finance oversaturation. Unstructured screen time and complex financial concepts are still off limits. Instead, we recommend short, supervised tech sessions with educational content and age-appropriate financial discussions woven in daily life. So should you expose your children, right? So should you expose your young children? The question, right? The answer is a resounding yes, but with caution and guidance. Treat it as an opportunity to equip them with the skills they need to thrive in a tech-driven financial complex world. Remember, you're not raising coders or CEOs, right? You're not raising coders or CEOs. I mean, some parents want to raise coders and CEOs, right? But I think the point that is being made here is that is not the point, right? The point is to educate them, give them a good balance, right? But well-rounded individuals who can navigate the ever-evolving landscape of the 21st century, right? So let's embrace the potential of early learning, nurture curiosity, and guide our children towards a future filled with both technological prowess and financial responsibility. Remember, this is just a starting point. Feel free to personalize it with your own experience, data, and anecdotes to truly connect with the audience. Additionally, consider tailoring the speech depending on whether you are addressing educators or parents specifically. I like this. I like that it tells me, like, listen, this is just me giving you something. Go back, see what you can add to it, jazz it up a little bit. That way you can deliver it in the way that you expect to deliver it. Whereas ChatGPT, right, it just writes a speech for you and it may just sound good. And people may say, well, this sounds good, I'm just going to use it. But the fact that Gemini tells us to remember to go and look at it, right, and personalize it, right, and you can feel free to personalize it, then I think that at least gets you connected and allow you to become more involved in the speech, put your pieces in the speech. That way when you deliver it to the audience, it's more authentic, and that's what I loved about this. So if I should give a winner just because of this little part right here and how personal it is already, I would give Gemini the winner from this prompt session. All right? So hopefully you like that. Hopefully you saw the prompts that I use, and you saw the two different ways, the two different outputs. I'm hoping that you'll be able to go out there, create your own prompts, create your own base prompts, start structuring your prompts, and get better results. Results that you like, results that you want, and results that make it good for you. But one last thing that we want to do here is we want to probably start going into some of the checkers and check to see if what we're writing, how much AI it is versus how much AI it's not, right? So let's kind of look at that, and let's try it out. All right. So let's try GPT 0. All right. So GPT0.me. All right. So we're gonna go to GPT0.me, and we're gonna copy the results here. So I'm gonna copy this. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this draft, and I'm gonna paste this draft in GPT-0, right? And I'm gonna do check origin, and you can see that this says that it's only 29% probability of an AI generated. So we are uncertain about this document. If you had to classify it, it would likely be considered human, right? So this is good. Rain provides a context of how it should write it to say some more human-like, so it's less AI-like. So that means when you go and further edit this, it should be more yours, more so than AI. And that's what we're looking for. All right, that's what we're looking for. It's never going to be 100% human. All right, it may not detect it and may say you're 100% human, but you should always go back and edit what you got from the AI to fit what you're looking for, and check for potential problems with copyright, and make sure that you're using proper quotes and references and all that good stuff if you come across anything that belongs to other people, right? So now let's take the ChatGPT version and let's see how ChatGPT did, right? So this is a ChatGPT version. Let's copy this and let's go back into GPT-0, and we're going to refresh this. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to check origin, and look at this. ChatGPT did not follow instructions well, and because of that, right, it is all AI generated for the most part, right? And this is where the issue comes in. And this is what I was talking about with Gemini and ChatGPT. ChatGPT tend to be robotic and AI-like, whereas Gemini, feels to me, and when it was Bard even, feels to me when you give it instructions and you tell it to not be all robotic, I feel like Gemini, Bard, whichever you want to call it, gives us a more authentic conversational output more so than ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT seems like the nerd next door, and Gemini seems like the other neighbor next door that likes to talk and be more have better communication, right? Now, is that bad that one is a nerd and one is maybe a cool cat next door? No, it's not bad, because you need different type of people to get you to where you need to get to. So that nerd next door is a person that may give you all the quality information that you need and all of the resounding research and problem solving skills that you need. And then when you get that information, then you may need the guy next door that is cool cat, give him that information, then he can turn it into his own and bring it out there, right? So there's nothing wrong with either. The fact is that one just may represent who you are more than the other, and therefore you should always go in there and make sure that the output represent who you are by changing the output, using it as a research tool, use it as a scientific helpful tool, a technology that can help you and enhance you. That's what AI is to me anyways. It's just an assistant that can help me get to my answers a lot faster if I don't know the answers, right? It can help me maybe rough draft some speeches, rough draft a letter, a resume, or something like that. But at the end of the day, I go back and I do the rest of the work, right? The AI should not do your work 100% for you. It should just help you to become more efficient. So again, based on this, Gemini would win this session. You let me know below what you think. Give me your comments on that as well. I would love to hear from you. Let me know exactly what you want to see in our next videos coming up, and I will try my best to get that over to you. All right?
Powered by Harane Technologies.